Nothing. We're totally.
Happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely am I going back to Power Rangers, because I sat and I thought, what is a show or a movie centered around Thanksgiving? This episode of Power Rangers just keeps coming back to my mind, so we're gonna talk about it a little bit. This is barely a Thanksgiving episode. Like, when I say barely, I mean a turkey and a cookbook. But really, this is the only thing I can think of that's Thanksgiving related. So here we go.
I found it. This is incredible. What is it, Billy? Quantum physics can be fun. I've been looking for a copy for months.
Adam could give zero fucks about Billy nerding out about quantum physics. Like, he doesn't even address it. He doesn't even say that's great, Billy. He just looks down. Like, who gives a shit?
I can't believe they didn't have a book fair like this at our old school.
Yeah, I know. It really is a good idea.
Angel Grove High School is having a book fair to raise some money. Our heroes are there buying books. Kimberly finds an old book that she was read to as a bedtime story when she was a little girl. So Tommy, being the nice guy that he is, he buys it for her.
Skull, will you hurry up and get the book for your mom's birthday? This place is crawling with the two things that I hate most: books and dweebs.
Whoa! Hey, how about how to cook a Thanksgiving feast?
Ah, it's perfect for your mom. I've tasted her cooking.
Bulk and Skull, who come up with the dumbest plan that makes zero sense. So Bulk and Skull find a Thanksgiving book, a monster making made easy book by H.P. Toth, which is an obvious callback to H.P. Lovecraft.
We build our own monster, dolt. Then we let it loose on Angel Grove, and when the Power Rangers show up, we unmask them. The rest is history.
You are a genius.
Let's go, we have work to do. Skull! That way.
This is a bad plan because 3 or 4 times a week Rita's sending down a monster, or Zed is sending down a monster. At this point they're married, so it's even more goofy at this point. But instead of wasting your time trying to make a monster, they could just wait one out and try to unmask the Power Rangers, which was never going to work to begin with. They're not going to get close to the Power Rangers, but you got to give it up to them for trying. Might want to point out, they have actually figured out who the Power Rangers were multiple times, but the Power Rangers sneakingly got rid of the evidence. Like, they had them on tape once. They legit watched them unmorph and seen it was as they would say, the dweebs, but then ended up helping them, but lost their memory in the process. Back to the story. Like, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. So I suppose the main arc in this story is Tommy, Rocky, and Kimberly get trapped inside of Kimberly's childhood book by Rita. Okay, I need to point out one thing really quickly. I absolutely love the Power Rangers. As a kid, I didn't think nothing about this episode. I was getting a little bit older. It was still playing in the background. As an adult, rewatching this episode, it's not that good. Like, the writing is awful. It makes the earlier episodes look like masterpieces. All the episodes are just threaded together. It's fun just to, watch them try to make sense out of all this Japanese footage and then the new American footage. That's just fun all on its own. Now this one, it's just, they're reusing old costumes, reusing old monsters, and you can just tell that it's bad. It's just bad. Let's just call it what it is. This is not the best episode.
Thank for it. I'm gonna stay grumpy forever. Not that it isn't starting to agree with me, but that's besides the point. I just met you clowns and I already dislike you more than anyone else I know.
I also need to point out, in Power Rangers, even if it's a 2-parter, they're fighting something. At least the putties. We see the putties for a few seconds, and they're stealing toys, so Grumble the Elf can't finish his little story in the storybook, therefore trapping the Power Rangers in the book. And that might be a little bit of it as to why it was just kind of a boring episode. Another thing is, each of these scenes, they don't flow the way any of the other ones do. It's we're here, we got putties, boom, we're back in the book with the Power Rangers, boom, we're right back to the putties, jumping into the book, which makes sense saying it out loud, but watching it, you're just like, come on. Leave us in one place for longer than just a few seconds. And then we're jumping to Bulk and Skull, then we're jumping to Rita and Zed, and then we're jumping right back to Bulk and Skull. It's all over the place. On paper, it makes sense. They're just too short of scenes. In my opinion. I might be wrong.
Book. The book!
Wrap the legs in tinfoil. This will prevent burning.
Also, I just don't feel like there's a big payoff on anything in this story. At this point of the episode, the Power Rangers are in a snow area of the storybook. I don't know, but there's like a Yeti monster. It was the same monster that could look like anything it wanted to look like as long as you didn't point a mirror in front of its face. But that was the old monster. This monster is just a monster in the story, and there's no payoff. It causes an avalanche. The Power Rangers can't morph because their morphers are frozen. Okay, we'll go with that. And this is how this first episode ends, is they're trapped by this monster who's causing an avalanche, and then the next episode is just, okay, the Rangers are safe, Grumble saves them, and the Yeti type monster kills himself.
It's almost ready to bring to life, Skull. You followed all the directions, didn't you? Yeah. I got it all right. Here, Skull. This is your mother's Thanksgiving cookbook. Tell me you didn't use this.
You didn't use this.
I didn't think so. Nobody would be that big of a numbskull. Now, once we make these final few connections, our monster will live and the Power Rangers will be ours.
So now we're with Bulk and Skull, who are doing the finishing touches to making their monster. Obviously, they're not going to make a monster. Zed and Rita help it along and end up making a giant turkey monster that originally was a chicken monster. You know, reusing costumes, they redesigned it more like a turkey, I guess. Turkey with some kind of armor on it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, this is so beautiful. I love working with my hubby.
Crank it up another notch, Skull.
Have you considered what we're doing here, man?
Of course I have. Now hit it. You can do it. I know you can. Live, my glorious creation. Live.
Yes! Live, my magnificent creature! Live!
We did it, Skull. We've created our own perfect turkey.
What's the matter? Oh, I get it. We're playing hide and seek.
Billy, Aisha, and Adam are all in the search to find the storybook that Tommy, Kimberly, and Rocky are all trapped in. They eventually find it, but at the same time, there is a turkey monster on the loose.
I think Alpha was referring to that thing on the ground. But, what is that thing?
Thanksgiving nightmare.
In the actual storybook, the other three Rangers are searching for Mondo the Magician, who put the spell on Grumble, the whatever the hell he was. I don't even remember at this point.
We're gonna have a blast and blow up the city.
Those turkeys in the tree aren't your parents.
And you're not gonna blow up anything, turkey jerk.
You folks are a little hard to swallow. Maybe a good basting will make you easier to take. Cooked to perfection.
I'm okay.
All right, let's pluck that bird.
I'm with you, Adam, but I think Billy needs a moment to rest before we roast this turkey.
I've watched this multiple times, just recording this, and I never even noticed that turkey jerk thinks that Bulk and Skull is his parents. It makes sense. It does. It actually makes sense. But we were so close. We almost had a fight scene. We're not going to get one, apparently, because Billy needs to rest.
Come on, Grumble.
Come on, Grumble.
No! Stop pulling! What do I look like, a wishbone? If those pinheads convince that magician to reverse the spell, they will be free!
Relax, my vision of ugliness. Mondo the Magician is an old friend. The power dwarfs don't stand a chance against his magic.
I did notice this on the first watching, or rewatching this. How is Mondo the Magician an old friend of Rita Repulsa's? He is in a storybook. I guess you can't think about it. You're just not supposed to really actually think about it and just watch it for the mindless action that we have not got so far in 1.5 episodes. Oh my god. get excited because there's a fight scene, but then I gotta remember they're just fighting a big giant turkey that's not very mobile, so it's not the best fight scene. That's just, they finish him off with a giant cannon that I actually do not remember them using ever, but I guess they did. I don't know.
You've launched your last berry, you pathetic piece of poultry.
What's that? A portable microwave oven? I'm gonna knock the stuffing out of you. Come on, let's go find out who they really are.
Come on, let's report back to the command center.
Where'd they go? Oh well, I guess it's back to the drawing board. Oh, I need a new sidekick.
And just like that, the monster is easily defeated, and Bulk Skull's plan fails. We knew that was coming. And we also get a quick and easy solution as to how the Rangers get out of the storybook.
I have an idea. Alpha, give me some colored pencils.
Right, colored pencils. Here they are.
Let me see this. You see, I'll draw on the toys, then the elf will have them to deliver to the children.
Hey, you guys, look.
The toys.
Oh, yeah.
Believe this.
What seems like a happy ending, turns out we have a new threat, and it's Mondo the Magician. This beautifully cut out steel frame behind a tree is gonna end up outside of the storybook, and the Rangers are gonna have to fight him. It's funny because he was like the main antagonist in Day Rangers. Don't quote me on none of this. I'm just kind of Googling it as I go. Lieutenant Colonel Shaddam. I guess they wanted to use this footage for some reason. They have footage. They work toward that footage. Like the original Japanese stuff, they would fight the monster. They would work their way to fighting the monster normally when it's giant, destroying the city. And this is the only Japanese footage that we get. So it's like they made this 2-part storybook episode just to show this little fight scene. Okay.
So I can finish you off face to face. It's over, trickster!
Thunder Saber, power up!
Now you have sealed your fate.
Thunder Saber, battle ready!
Kind of wild, the things you don't recognize as a kid. The original Zords, you know, they had a nice looking set for the Rangers to sit in when they're controlling their Zords, but this just looks awful compared to what it used to look. But as a kid, you don't notice it. With their story over, everybody's safe, the book fair did well, Bulk and Skull donate their books back, which they could have kept the how to make a Thanksgiving dinner, because that was going to be a gift to Skull's mom. And there you have it. I made a Thanksgiving episode. Ah, shit. You know what? I should have talked about the Gobbledygooker in WWE. Maybe next year. However, my pal the Nerdworm reviewed the Gobbledygooker Undertaker 2-pack, and I'll post the link in the description below. Check that out. And have a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching. Oh, you know what? And just for shits and giggles, this is my absolute favorite Bulk and Skull scene, which it's a blooper. And around season 3 or 4, I don't remember which, they started showing bloopers in the credits, but I'll leave you with this.
Oh, yeah? Yeah!
You ripping off my mustache?
Yeah!
You putting my mustache on my nose?